Oh, nope, nope, that's mine. Let go. Nope, nope, nope. Nope.
Maybe grab the camera.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Happy New Year. I'll do a little introduction for you folks, and then you're welcome to come up and get a little closer if you like, whenever we're done here. But we're going to be here for a couple hours, and we brought a few different sloths to show you. Did that speaker just go off? You did? Yeah. On it. There we go. Thank y'all for coming. Did y'all have fun last night?
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody awake still or kind of half awake?
Yeah.
Well, my name is Robert. I've met all of you, most of y'all, over the course of the last day and a half or so. I've gotten to where I know a lot of the names, so that's kind of fun. It's kind of nice to hang out with y'all. Let me introduce you to this beautiful little animal. Her name is Snooze. Snooze is 14 months old. She's still growing. She's not full grown yet. She's probably going to double in size, and here in a little bit, we're going to rotate her through with a couple of our other sloths, and then we have another adult female who's full size, so you'll see the difference in size there. This is the two-toed sloth. The two-toed sloths have 2 toes in the front and 3 on the back. This particular species is nocturnal, so during the day they sleep most of the day, but they wake up periodically and move around a little bit and adjust. It doesn't mean that they sleep completely through the day, but they can sleep about 18 hours a day. So she'll be awake here for a few minutes. She loves to climb on this tree, but she rarely ever stops and sleeps. So we're going to let her hang around. She's like a little teenager, I guess, if you will. They are from Central and South America. And they are the second slowest moving mammal on the planet.
What's the first?
The first is the three-toed sloth. The three-toed sloth is the slowest animal. Sloths are very interesting animals. They don't, as far as their defense mechanism, they can bite, they can use their claws, but their best defense is actually camouflage. They like to hide. How many of you like to play hide and go seek? Yeah, I think I like to hide more than I like to look. But anyway, so what they do in the jungle, they sleep. And as they sleep, moss and algae will grow on their hair. So they will turn green. They begin to look like a ball of moss when they're sleeping. And then they are also odorless. What that means is that they don't have a scent. You can't smell them.
Yay.
But they do absorb it. They absorb it just like a sponge. So if you put her in a pine tree, she would then smell like a pine tree. So they begin to smell like the earth. They smell like a tree, and they look like a ball of moss. So it really makes it hard for predators to see them. And because they sleep so much, if you're a predator that's looking for an animal that's moving, you're going to be staring at that ball of moss for a long time. Now, Snooze was born here in the United States. But her mom was brought to us from a rescue organization in South America, because what happened was they cut down her tree, mom's tree. So when they cut down her tree, they picked her up off the ground, and they realized that she was not injured, which is a good thing. She was unharmed. But what they did, they had to take her into the veterinarian hospital down there, and they did exams to make sure she was okay. They did x-rays on her. They also did an ultrasound because they suspected that she was pregnant. And sure enough, she was pregnant. So they had to ship her to the United States. And then when we adopted her, she had already been born. So we have her mom also. She's not here today, but we do have her mom back at the ranch. And so we raised her along with her mom next to her since she was a baby. So she's used to being around people. She's accustomed to being held and hand-fed. But they're still sloths. They do have very sharp teeth. Right now I'm feeding her zucchini, squash, sweet potato, They like all kinds of mixed vegetables and fruit. In the wild, they are mostly leaf eaters, so they like to eat leaves. Now, in their stomach, they have 4 chambers, kind of like a cow. So it takes time to digest that food, and it takes a while. It takes so long that they only go to the bathroom once a week. Yeah, she went to the bathroom a couple of days ago, and she lost 4 pounds. So she'll probably go in the next 5 days or so. But that's what they do. They just take their time. And then when they do go to the bathroom, they climb to the bottom of a tree. They hug the tree trunk, and then they go to the bathroom. And then as soon as they're done, they're lighter, they're quicker, so they climb as high as they can to get away from the predators, because the predators know that they're down there, and so she has to worry about that. Now, their biggest predator is an eagle. It's called the harpy eagle. The harpy eagle is one of the largest eagles in the world. It is big enough to pick her up and fly away with her. So, she has to be very careful. The other thing, too, about the harpy eagle is that the way they hunt through the trees. So even if they're in a tree, they still have to be careful because the eagle can still see them hanging in the tree, and they have to worry about that. The other predators are the jaguars. Jaguars is another big predator of the sloth, and large snakes, depending on the snake, and deforestation. Humans. So when people come and cut down all their trees, they really they lose their home, and that's what happens with these sloths. They're not on the endangered species list yet, but sloths will eventually make the endangered species list, which is sad. But they're not endangered. However, their rainforest where they live is endangered. So there's areas where trees aren't growing anymore. And what they're planting are palm trees. And the reason why is because these palm trees are producing palm oil, which is a lot of our products that we use here in the United States. So they're planting palm trees to produce palm oil for us. But sloths don't live on palm trees. They don't have food on palm trees for them. So that's why it's important to consider those things, is that when it comes to the rainforest, we actually have a direct impact to the rainforest because of the products that we use every single day. She's starting to get she does this a lot. She likes to climb around that tablecloth there. They can see about 10 to 12 feet, and then it gets a little blurry, but they rely mostly on their sense of smell. You can see she's got a cute little pig nose. And of course, they have ears tucked away underneath all this hair. They have ears under there, so they can't hear you. People ask me all the time what their hair feels like. It really depends on the humidity. Their hair can be coarse, or it can be very soft, depending on the day. She has very, very soft hair. And then, so we have another female whose hair can be a little coarse most of the time, but her hair is actually pretty soft. So they climb the whole time. They spend their time hanging upside down. They can hang on a branch and then sit on another branch to kind of let them rest, or they can literally hang on all 4 legs and sleep. Can you imagine trying to sleep hanging from a bar? Well, they're designed to do that, and the reason why is because their joints, their wrists, lock into place. So when they climb, as they pull, it locks. So she's not using any muscle to do this. They have the least amount of muscle of any mammal on the planet. They hardly have any muscle. What she does have are tendons and ligaments that are very tight, and that pulls her up. So they are strong, but it's not because of muscle strength. Their tendons are what keep them pulling up and lock their joints in place. So the next time you guys are trying to do a pull-up, see how long you can hold it. The reason why it's hard for us to hold it for too long is because we're using muscle strength. She doesn't have to. She just locks her wrist in place, and that's how she sleeps. Now, they can't walk on the ground, but they can swim. They're actually very, very good swimmers. They swim faster than they climb through the trees. Imagine that. Isn't that cool?
Oh, wow.
So she's, like I said, she's eating mango. She's eating zucchini, sweet potato, egg whites. Those are part of her diet. They do like a lot of greens, like romaine lettuce, collard greens, mustard greens. They like kale. We also give them a biscuit. It's called a leaf eater biscuit, and it has all of their vitamins and minerals, so we make sure she gets those as well. But anyways, we're going to be here for a couple hours though. We're going to be here till 12. So if you guys want to walk around and go do stuff and then you can come back through, we are going to be here for, like I said, a couple hours. And I'll be more than happy to answer all your questions all throughout that time. We're going to be rotating them through. I can't tell you when. It really depends on the sloth that's on the tree. Sometimes they like to hang out, and sometimes they're telling me, okay, I want to go back to sleep. I want to take a nap. So she might want to take a nap here in just a little bit. So we'll see. But like I said, they like to sleep a lot, 18 hours a day. She still wants her little bit of breakfast here. All right, we'll get you some breakfast here. Let me show you how they grab their food, everybody. So imagine my arm is a branch, and this zucchini is a leaf. That's how they grab it. They grab the branch with their claws, they pull the branch to their mouth, and they rip the leaves off with their lips because they don't have front teeth. But they do have very sharp incisors, and they have molars as well. They have 18 teeth total. Now, by looking at her, what kind of animal do you think she's related to? Any guesses? Monkeys? Koalas? You were going to say koala? Sloths? Yeah, they're related to sloths. Yeah. The closest living relative is an anteater. Yeah, they put them in the same family because they have the claws and they have the same number of teeth. Of course, she doesn't eat ants, but they're in the same family there. Pretty cool, right? Anyway, thank you all for coming out. We really appreciate you coming out here to see these animals. Like I said, I'm gonna be here for a couple hours, so I'm gonna turn my mic off and I'll be here to answer some questions for you guys. But hang out, take as many pictures as you like. Now we can't do touches just because they do have very, very sharp teeth. And sloths really are interesting animals because they are solitary. What that means is that they do not like to socialize with other sloths. They don't like to be with other sloths. She doesn't mind hanging out with us because that's part of her training. But when it comes to picking her up and holding her, we have to do it a certain way. I really just couldn't just pull her off the tree and pick her up and hold her like a little puppy because she won't like that. But as far as tactile, like touching her, we've done that. We touch her a little bit, we feed her a little bit, we touch her a little bit, we feed her a little bit. But she's not really an animal that likes to be pet because it's just not their nature. But like I said, you can take as many pictures as you like. She can bite, yes, she can absolutely bite. And they can move faster than you think. They are quick animals when they want to protect themselves. They can move very fast. They can lunge out at their predators, and they can move very, very fast. It surprises you how fast they can move.
Do you have any like penguins here?
Any penguins? No, I didn't bring any penguins today. You have a penguin though. Anyway, thank you guys. I will be here. I'll be here for a couple hours, so hang out, and you'll see some other types of sloths too. So 2 other ones that I'll be bringing out. Thank you guys.
That is it.
Those are awesome.
Oh, nope, that's mine. Hey, let go. Nope.
Let me grab the camera. It's off the trying to grab his camera.